I remember feeling like I didn't matter. Um, I felt like that for years, for a very long time. And it's a horrible feeling to think that everything you're doing is just pointless and useless. It's for naught, And it really feels like a shitty life. That's why when you get small little bursts of vacation time or whatever, or you look forward to those because at least you're going to escape from your reality. But for some people, it gets worse than that. It gets to a point where they just don't want to live anymore. They just want to be done with it. And I've been there before. But I didn't want to live anymore. I just didn't care. I was just tired. Tired of the bullshit. Tired of the mundane, boring life. Feeling like crap. Just feeling like crap. Like I'm doing this. I don't want to do this anymore. But I gotta do it because if I don't do it, the bills won't be paid. If the bills don't pay, and then it's like doing all this shit for nothing. Not realizing the very thing that I was doing completely canceled out the thought that I don't matter. You know what I mean? It completely cancels that out because if I needed to do this to take care of my family, well, they do need me. Now, granted, I didn't want them to need me like that. I wanted them to need me because they miss me, they love me, and all that other stuff. But see, the mind is so freaking powerful, right? If you think something long enough, it becomes your reality. And for years, I thought that I didn't matter. So when I was able to finally look outside of myself and truly be objective about what was going on in my life, from the choices that I made to things that I screwed up royally, whether it was playing it safe or just being a bumbling idiot, I realized that it was based on a belief that I had in myself. I believed I couldn't do it. I believed that I would never amount to anything. I believed it. It finally sunk in. That's why when my wife broke our trip to Salem, it crushed me because that's all I had to look forward to. I didn't look forward to my day. I didn't look forward to my week. I just looked forward to that trip. And although I was losing weight and I was really coming along quickly in my weight transformation, I was still jacked up emotionally and mentally because I really, really, truly wanted my wife to love me for me. Not thinking she really does and not realizing it. It's just there are certain things that she was going through herself. And I was aware of it. I wasn't blind to it. But I was numb to it because I was going through my own pain and suffering. So this morning, I'm laying in the bed and I'm just cycling through my thoughts. Start thinking about death. What it's like, I got a little frightened because I'm like, damn, what if I'm one of those guys that actually knows he's dying? Like he only has a few moments to accept the fact he's about to die. That's some crazy shit. And I start thinking about that, and then I start thinking about, what did I leave behind? Right? And I started to feel a little depressed because I'm like, damn, I didn't really leave anything behind. Then I started thinking about my children. I started thinking about David and Nate and how much they've grown. They're big as hell. I remember when I used to put David on the sink in the bathroom and cut his hair, and I do the same thing to Nathaniel. Put him on the sink and just cut his hair. And Nathaniel always had a hard time balancing himself because he has such a small, narrow butt. But I needed him to sit a certain way so I can cut his hair. So he was constantly, all over the place, and it was real hard to line them up and shit. But afterwards, he would turn around and push up on the sink and look in the mirror to see his haircut. Now he can just walk in and the mirror's right there. And I was thinking about that, and I started thinking about all the days that I did cut their hair, all the days that I imparted wisdom into them, all the times I spoke a good word into their life, all the times I went to their parent-teachers meetings, all the times I was there for the IEP, the years and years that I sat in this living room to coach and teach my son, because he was under the spectrum and he lost like almost 80% of his words, and he was getting tutors, and I literally stopped working. I stopped working just to stay here with him. All those days that I sat there with the colors things, and I'm focusing his face so he can do eye-to-eye contact, doing the same thing with Nate. Going down with flashcards, making sure he remembers his word bottle, signing with him. The days that I sat there with him on the pillow and we just sat there and watched cartoons while he was sitting right in my lap. How he fell asleep on my chest. How Nate woke up the whole damn house and I grabbed him up and took him to the other daggone place because he was cranky. I took him to the other side of the house and I held him until he fell asleep. And I think about all those things and say, what the hell am I talking about? I didn't leave nothing behind. What kind of craziness am I on? I left plenty behind. Yeah, I'm not this glamorous guy out there. I'm not this, hot shot. I'm not the millionaire that I wanted to be when I was younger. But god damn it, I did leave behind a legacy. I didn't hop ship and just leave my family at the first sign of struggle. I fought through it. When times got hard, I got harder. I got stronger, I got wiser. I may have gotten bitter along the way, but I kept moving forward. I kept my word to my family. Do you understand that? Do you understand how powerful that is? And here I am walking around, and this is the epiphany. Like, I was walking around like a zombie for years, just letting life pass me by because I was so angry that I didn't get to do what I wanted to do, to live the life that I wanted to live. I was so angry I forgot how much I really mean. How much I do mean to them boys, how much I do mean to my wife, how much I do mean to my boss, how important I am to his business so his business could thrive. Do you know this man literally said, you come back when you are good and ready. Don't worry, your job will be secure. Do you know he said that to me? Here's a man that doesn't do that type of stuff. Believe me. But we've had a moment to bond. We bond together. And I've proven myself worthy of that. So when I get out of my head and I'm ready to go back to work, I got a job to go to. That's some power. That's powerful. That I was able to do that much and touch people. I did touch people, man. Like this. That's because it was on a magnitude. I've touched many people. I do matter. I am important. I'm just realizing that. And I think that's where the start of life is going to be for me. I was in a cloud for so many years. In a cloud. Filled with doubt and pity, self-pity, and all this other crap. I was in a cloud most of my life. And I'm coming out of that cloud and I'm seeing the sky. Whatever I choose to be in life is going to be, I'm going to do it with passion. I truly am. But I'm not doing it for the reasons that I first started. Because I do realize now I do matter a shit ton. Now I just want to prove to myself that I can be great. That's the video.